welcome to One Man's Collection. My name is Brett. Today I'm looking at the Ferrari Magazine number 31, the Ferrari 312 T2. Now, I had noticed that the paint job on this particular one is slightly different to what's on the cover, and I will discuss it as I go through. But we do have a 3D model, and we'll take a closer look at that near the end. It's not the only 312 T2 that I have. So, inside this issue, looking at the competition models, the 288 GTO Evolution, the single seater that I just pushed aside there, 312 T2 from 76 to 77, the Gritty Grand Tour of 250 Europa, and the poster is of the 312 T2 Laudi F1 title-winning Ferrari. So, transforming the GTO in the competition racer, I'm not going to go through everything, but project to turn the 288 GTO into a competition car resulted in an awesome model capable of blistering speeds. Unfortunately, the Evolution wasn't around long enough to race. Tell you what though, it looks like the beginning of an F40. And when we go and have a closer look, you can see why. So, both a rear view, both of the Road 288 GTO and the Evolution shown here had air vents on the rear wing and a rear light cluster consisting of two round lenses on each side. The wing was supported by two fins placed on either side of the reinforced rear window. The distinctive feature was the rear wing was a large number of air vents which enabled the hot air produced from the engine to escape. Yeah, so the actual rear window became very similar to that on the F40, which I think this is probably what inspired it. Maximum speed 370 kilometers an hour, 230 mile an hour. Wow, only 3 of them produced. 1986. Wasn't it 87 the F40 came out? 87, 88? I think so. And when you look at the side view of that, running down there, that has got F40 written all over it. This is almost like the inspiration. I won't read everything in there. You can actually stop and have a look, but there you go. Actually, it is difficult to conclude whether the aesthetic modification of the GTO were more important to the mechanical ones, or if actually it was the other way around. As far as the central body section, the mechanical layout were concerned, the 288 GTO Evolution was similar to the 1984 road version of the GTO, but the race model also incorporated some extra solutions, both stylistic and aerodynamic, that would later feature the F40 car that was introduced in 1987. There you go. This was especially true with the sloping profile on the front and the tail with a flashy aerodynamic appendages. On the race GTO, the turbochargers were bigger and the valve lift was greater. There you go. GTO fit for a Sultan. One of the three 288 GTO Evolutions built was bought by the Sultan of Brunei, renowned for an enthusiastic collector of Ferraris. Yeah, got a lot of them. 312 T2, this is what I'm looking at. So extremely aerodynamic. The 312 T2 was a car in which the 1977 Niki Lauda won the second F1 Drivers' Championship. But it was also a single-seater in which he had his terrific accident in the Nürburgring circuit a year earlier. So you can see it's slightly different to my model here, and I'll go and have a look at this. Safe for the twin roll bars. Great Ferraris. Now this is the number one with the huge air inlets. Ferrari 312 T2 that first appeared in 76, followed on from the success of the 312T, which was the first single-seater from the prancing horse marquee to adopt a transverse gearbox, and is designed with the T2 adhered to the new technical regulations that, for the season after Niki Lauda's first F1 driver's title, with the original T, it banned the use of enormous air inlets feeding in the engine behind the cockpit, which almost all of the rival English teams adopted smaller air inlets behind the driver's seat. Ferrari opted instead for air vents in front section of the cockpit. These were especially large in the 1976 version and slightly smaller in the evolution of the 77. So I've got another one here, which I think is actually the same model as the one that is pictured in the magazine. So have a look, with the large air vents in the front. Slightly different though, the number 11 that we're looking at in this magazine. Having a look at the poster, that's number 12. If we have a look at this, there's number 11 in the background. Now they've got some white in the painted into the front of. So let's have a look at these. This is the car I'm looking at, and it is the number 11. I think it's the one that's meant to be. And the reason I say I think is because I've got another 312 T2 that does have the white in the front, number 21, but it is also slightly different. Doesn't have the third air vent in the nose. So because I also collect the Formula One Car Collection Magazine, I got a bunch of these different Formula Ones over the time. So I believe it's the number 11 that we are actually looking at here. Engine is a 12-cylinder boxer, just under 3 litres, 500 brake horsepower, 12,200 RPM. Unknown top speed. They're not going to publicise it, I guess. But the honours podium, so second, Lauda in Spanish, Belgium first and second with Lauda and Regazzoni. Monaco first Lauda, Swedish third Lauda, British first Lauda, Dutch second Regazzoni, Italian second Regazzoni, and US third Lauda. That's a 76. 77, you got third Argentina, first and third for Brazilian, first for South African, second for USA West, Spanish second, not necessarily the names, I'm have a read there. Monaco second and third, Belgium second, Swedish third, British second, German first, Austrian second, Dutch first, Italian second, and Japanese second. In 1978, the Brazilian GP first for Reitman. The car did very well. Obviously the drivers too, but the car just spanned from 76, 77, and 78 and still get first places. Well done. Excuse me. All right, moving on. In Ferrari's historical timeline, the 250 Europa slots between the 212 Inter and the 250 GT models. It significantly simplified the marquee's attention to build grand tours on a much larger scale. Beautiful looking car. Well, it seems to be missing the usual bumpers on there, but that actually makes it look really nice. Just don't want to get run into, ever. I mean, you never do, but yeah. I think we do have a model car of this too in this collection. Wraparound rear screen. It does too. Engine is a 60-degree V12, 2.963.45cc, so just under 3 litre, with 200 to 220 brake horsepower at 7,000 RPM, and top speed between 180 and 218. I'm guessing for the different models, or 112 to 135 mile an hour. Nice. 22 produced, 21 were coupes, and 1 was the Pininfarina Cabriolet. So coming up in the next magazine will be the 250 GT SWB, short wheelbase, I believe it's called. That's a very nice car, one of my favourites, if not, one of my favourites, be in the top 3 of all cars ever. I love the style of that one. So magazine number 32. Keep an eye out for that next week. Let's go and have a look at this car in more detail and then put it on the turntable for you to have a close look. So the models in these are actually really done well. We've got Lauda definitely on the side there. Plenty of advertising. We do have a gold insert in, it looks like a sealed insert at the rear, and a 4-spoke at the front. Looks like my silver needs a little bit of a polish. I'll make sure I don't take off any of those advertising things. We've also got a blue belt in this. Get that back a bit. Might be easier to look at. Very well done. Underneath, we've got the white pipes that run through, and you've got the Ferrari 312 T2. Same as the other couple that I have, and I think we've got T1s in the collection as well. Still got a bit of cloth there. I'll put that on the turntable. Thank you very much for watching. A like, a comment, subscribe. We'll be back with number 32 next week. Have a great day. Cheers. Bye.